Again, music is created by Paper Aeroplanes on YouTube, and then yes, if you do want to go ahead and get this music for yourself and listen to the music while you're jamming or doing whatever you like. We're going to be getting a font website up now. I'm just going to look for it now. I'll try and find the website that I was using for my fonts. I think this is the website. No, where's the website I was using? So while we're waiting for this to load, I'm just going to try and find my website that I'm using to get my fonts. There we go. So while we're getting this, waiting for this to load, let's go ahead and make this background. Let's make this background a little bit more pleasing to the eye. Let's go ahead and do that now, so we can actually see what we're working with. Let's have a look at what we're working with, okay? So let's have a look and see what we like. I quite like the look of that. It's quite a nice font. Let's continue looking down and see what we got. Okay, that's kind of like a little bit of okay, let's have a look for a nice font that says fruit. Keep looking. Eventually we'll find the a font we like. I like that one, it's quite nice, it stands out quite well. Also like that one. Let's keep looking, we might find something even better further down. Ooh, I really like that one. Yeah, we're going to use that one, so we're going to go ahead and grab that font. Go ahead and do that. I think I've actually already got this one installed, so I could be wrong. I think I already have that one installed. Let's go ahead and open up our font here. And let's go ahead and install that one. Ah, yes, we already have that one installed, so I've already got that one. So we'll just remove that. Continue looking to see if we can find anything nice looking. We just want something bold that will stand out. It's not too in your face, I guess is the kind of word we're looking for here. Let's keep looking. The next one that stands out to me, we're just going to get. I like the kind of weird ones like that, but I don't really like that one. Now let's continue looking. We'll find one. There will be one on here somewhere. That we will like. None of them are really like popping out to me at the moment, which is something I really want. let's continue looking. Let's go ahead and publish this. Get this up and running in the background here. Really looking for something that will just like stand out. Okay, that's not a bad one. I like that one. Yeah, let's get that one. File not found. Let's try that again. Okay, let's try clicking on the actual font. It might be able to download it from here. Ooh, that's not good. So it's that font's not going to be able to get. No, we're not going to be able to get that font, fortunately. Do you looking though? We will be on it. One on here somewhere. Let's continue looking until we find the font we'd like. I just really want one that's like really bold and that really shows itself. I kind of like want something like that, but like distorted a little bit. Not really into like the fancy kind of writing. It's not really what I'm going for. That's not a bad one. Okay, that might be a potential one we're looking for on page 2020. Continue looking because we might be missing like a really good one further down. Let's continue looking through these. Try and see if we can find the actual font we're going to use. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Actually, that is not a bad one actually. Let's have a look at it in more detail. Okay, yeah, I really like that one. Let's go ahead and download that one. Okay, now we've installed that one. We can go ahead and start working on our GUI, obviously. Let's go ahead and open Photoshop. We'll have a new layer. I'm going to put a text in here. Okay. This is going to be like this. Okay. We need to select the font as the one we just chose. Let's try and see if we can find that. I think this is it. Yep, so let's go ahead and type in fruit. Obviously the colour we need to go ahead and select as black so we can see it. Yeah, I think it's going to look okay once we get it working out. I'm going to check that I haven't got it any... I'm not using a different one. Ah, there we go. This is the one that we chose. So there we go. So let's go ahead and center that to this middle of the screen. That should do. And what we're going to do with this is we're just going to simply right click it. We're going to go to convert to a smart object. Then we're going to reiterate the layer. That's going to allow us to zoom in here, and it's going to allow us to change the colour of the actual text. So we want this one to be in like a purpley colour, the F to be like a purple colour. Yeah, that's going to work out nice, and then we'll go for like a darker purple on the outside. It's going to look nice once we actually get it working. So then we're going to go for like a green for the second one in here. So we'll go ahead and do a green. So it's going to be green, and then it's going to be the same purple on the last font. So let's go ahead and we can go ahead and do that. Okay, so now we can go ahead and select our deeper color, and we can select our bucket tool, and then we can do the other areas. So we're going to go ahead and select the green. We go a little bit darker green, and we're just going to fill in the other parts of the text. Now we're really going to make this pop in a second, so let's go ahead and do that. So we'll go ahead and double tap this and give it a stroke. Okay, stroke color we're going to have black to really make it pop. And then we're going to have an inner shadow. And we're going to change the settings of this, make it as light and as dark as we want. Give it a little bit of shading. Should do. Go to the angle, we can change the angle a little bit. Should do. Here's the distance of it. Okay, that should do. Then we're going to go ahead and do a drop shadow. This drop shadow is going to be black, of course. This is going to really make this pop for us, which is what we're aiming for here. So we're going to make sure that this is... Have a look at it, change the size a little bit, make sure it's the right size. Make it a little bit bigger. Make sure that is in the right angle, which is directly upwards. Okay, that looks good to me. So now add an outer glow. And the outer glow is going to be like a bluey colour. And we can go ahead and change the size of that. We're going to make it white, just so it makes it stand out in the background of all the text. So we just need to change that so we can see it. Make that a multiply. Can't actually see the white, so let's go and see if we can try and overlay. Put it as an overlay. That we should be able to see it now. Really, just to give it that little pop that we need. Okay. So that's good. That's going to look. It looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and just center that into the center of the screen now. And now let's work on the background. So that looks good. Now we're going to work on the background, so let's go ahead and change the background up. Let's go ahead and get my icons up. Let's go and find a nice picture of a fruit we're going to use. Just make sure that I add this site up here quickly. Okay, so I think I actually do have fruit selected already, so let's go ahead and navigate to our folder here. And as you can see, if we go into pictures, I do have a fruit selected here, so we'll go ahead and just copy that and we'll bring that in here. Okay, we don't want it to do that because then it's going to be all pixelated, which we don't want. So what we're going to do is just drag it into here, let it open up onto a new tab, and then we can just go ahead and drag it back into here. And now it's going to look really, really nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to make like a texture of apples in the background. So we're going to go ahead and just scale it trying to work out how we do this. Okay, we're just going to scale it down a little bit. So about that size it should do. And we're just going to, very simply, we're going to duplicate it. So let's go ahead and do that. So there we go. And we're just going to make this kind of look natural. So if we go something like this and then copy that, paste that, and then we'll go something like that. So now we should be able to select these two here. We will zoom in a little tiny bit to do this. So we're just going to select these layers here. We're going to go ahead and copy and paste them. And now what we can do here is we can just come up here. And then we can just we'll go image and we can go flip horizontal. That's not what we wanted to do. Layer. Well, what am I doing here? Image. Rotate vertical. Okay, that's not exactly what I wanted to do either. What am I doing here? We need to basically just rotate them around. So let's go ahead and press Ctrl T. Right click it and let's say flip vertical, flip horizontal. There we go. And now we're just going to make sure it lines up properly. Size it down a little bit so it actually fits. Okay, that looks okay, I think. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to move them a little bit, make them actually fit. In line, so it doesn't look as random. Okay, that should be good. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to simply copy these downwards. I'm just going to right click here and we're going to say merge layers. So now when we copy this now, we should get the same. So what we're going to do now is we're going to right click it, we're going to press Ctrl T, and right click it and go flip horizontal. Now we've got the opposite side done. Okay, so that's going to look nice. So what we can do now is we can just go ahead and merge layers again. Copy them and paste it again. And then... Okay, no, my mistake, sorry. We need to... we need to just... Oops. There we go, sorry. We just need to copy these. So we're going to Control C, and Control V. We're just going to place them where they match on the other side here. Yeah, that's good. And all we're going to do is do the same on the opposite side. So we'll go ahead and copy that, paste it. Make sure it lines up. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And now what we're going to do is just copy and paste it again. Okay, now it looks a little bit odd here, so what we're going to be doing actually is we're just going to bring this picture in again. And all we're going to do now is just going to scale it down. We're just going to place these in a little bit manually. So Make sure we line up. Flip horizontal. Then we're just going to do this part manually. Okay. Okay, just going to do this part manually. Otherwise it's going to look weird, which we don't want that to happen. Okay, so that's that. So now what we can do is we can just we can just select these. And then we'll just keep on doing it. So now we'll do this side, we'll just make it work. Need to flip it, so let's go ahead and flip it. So it works fine. Yeah, that looks good to me. Just go ahead and copy that, paste it down here. Continue doing it. Okay, one more should do. Okay, looks pretty good. Okay, and what we're going to do now is we're just going to copy this, paste it over here. And then we're just going to have it match up as well. And again, this is just going to be a texture in the background. So we're just going to make that sure that that matches up here as well. Okay, so this is going to be our texture. So now what we can do is just select all these layers here. And we just merge them together. Okay, so now we've got our texture. What we can do is we can go up here, we can go ahead and select image, and we can go auto tune. Okay, that doesn't look good, so let's not do that. Image, auto contrast, image, auto color. Okay, that's not exactly what we want to do, though that is interesting. What we could do is we could try, let's copy them and paste them again. And now what we'll do is we'll set the layer below, and then we'll go image and we'll go auto color. And that kind of gives it like a blue hint, which is pretty nice. I like that a lot. Let's see if we can make it look nice. So we'll see what it looks like if we do something like that. I'm not sure if I like that or not. Okay, let's just get rid of them for now. And then let's add a blur to them. Okay, that has actually done like a really nice effect with them. Okay, that has actually made it like a texture kind of almost. So now we can change our opacity down a little bit. Wait, what's happened to the background though? I don't know if I like that or not. I don't know why it's gone like foggy. Let's try and see if we can try and fix that. Let's add a stroke to them, and then let's see if we can Add an inner glow, maybe of like red, like a darker red. Okay, that looks pretty good. Maybe the drop shadow as well. Let's have a look what it looks like with the text on front, obviously. So we're going to have a look at see what it looks like with the text on front. So say the text was like here. Interesting. We need to make it an area for the text. So let's go ahead and add a circle into here. I kind of want like a rounded kind of square shape. Yeah, that'll work. Something like that. Yeah, that should do. And let's go ahead and fill that in with a nice grey. Yeah, that was pretty good. But why is it done this weird like? Okay, we've got like a stroke, okay. Let's just get rid of that stroke and let's fill it with nothing. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that again. Again, we can go ahead and fill it in with a nice grey colour. Change the opacity of that to like half. And then we can add a stroke to that, obviously. Make it a little bit pop out, a little tiny bit. Let's add a drop shadow to that. Change the opacity of that a little bit so we can only just see it. So now if you have our fruit visible, we just need to make sure that that shows in the background here. So let's just go ahead and make sure that that matches up. Possibly even having it as a white might even make it pop out a little bit more. So let's go ahead and change the colour to a white. Yep, that definitely works. Now again, this is just meant to be so we can clearly see the text. If we go ahead and hold shift, we should be able to stretch it out this way. How does that look? Looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and bring the fruit above this layer though. Okay, wrong. Bit too far, I think. So round rectangle, we need to be behind the fruit. Okay, we just need to bring this down a little tiny bit. That's what I think what the issue is here, so let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I think we've done a good job on that. I mean, it would be nice if I could like get rid of the fill of them. So let's try and see if we can try and do that then. So if we go ahead and add a colour overlay, and then we overlay it as just grey. Try and see if we can get the same colour of grey as we have here. Have a look and see if we can do that. It's not really popping like I want it to. Use lighten maybe. Let's have a red to lighten up. Oh, that's working a little bit better. And then I think what we need to do is just bring this opacity down on the rounded rectangle a little bit. That should look good. That looks pretty good actually. Okay, yeah, that was pretty good. Trying to see if we can maybe add a texture to the background here, might fix things. Let's go ahead and add a texture. Maybe bring the scale down a little bit. Change the texture to maybe the grass. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Change the depth a little bit. That looks pretty good actually. Can add a stroke to it. Inner shadow maybes. It's an overlay. And then maybe it's like a dark shadow. Okay, and maybe it's not adding a stroke might actually be worse. Could add some contour though, see if the contour will help us here. Yeah, that's not bad actually. Okay, we need to move the fruit up a tiny bit. So there's, okay, not that far. Okay, I think we've done a good job with that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and file save that as a PNG. And we're going to save that as, make sure we're in the right place. UI, yep. And we're just going to save that as root UI simple. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to merge these layers together. Okay, maybe it's not do that. Oops, didn't mean to do that, obviously. We need to just up the contrast so that we can get... You'll see what I mean in a second. Let's just go ahead and group these together. Okay, all we're going to do now is we're just going to change it up a little bit. We're going to say color overlay. And we're just going to add a white. Maybe the gradient overlay might actually be better here. We're just going to go from white to maybe it's like purple. Okay, did not mean to press cancel then. Let's have a look at what we got in here anyway. Maybe it's not that big. Let's have a little bit more dive. Let's have a little more look into it. So we need to make okay, so we're going to highlight this text a little bit more. So I'm going to say gradient overlay. And I actually think that looks okay. I'm going to change it a little tiny bit, obviously, to get the angle right. I think that looks okay. Yeah, that looks okay, so let's go ahead and press OK on that one. And then we just need to change the background a little bit, make it a little really pop. So maybe it's a gradient overlay. This time let's go for like a darker colour. Like a darker purple. And then let's go for maybe it's like green maybes. Maybe it's like a blue, like a light blue. Yeah, I think that works well. Obviously we need to change the diamond shape because that's not nice. Okay, that looks pretty nice, I like that. And then we just need to go ahead and change the apples, of course. So let's go for a gradient overlay. Let's go for an angle, maybe this radial. let's change the colours first. So the apple's going to go from like, okay, what have I done? I made it really big. Let's just bring that back down. Okay, so the apples are going to go from like, I'm going to keep it the same red, I think. So let's go for like that red. Then let's go for like a lighter red here. So like a brighter red. And let's go for like a darker, really dark red here, obviously. Yeah, we're just going to change the angle of that obviously as well. Change these to like a liner maybe. Flatted maybes. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so now we're just going to save that as well. As the fruit, we're going to go ahead and UI fruit, we'll call it highlighted. Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and launch into Roblox now. And we need to go ahead and look at what we've got up here. So we need to go into our shop GUI. Okay, and navbar. Buttons. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and copy this. Paste it into here. And we're just going to rename this one into fruit. Button. Obviously copy the name of that. Now in our images here, we're just going to go ahead and upload the image. That we have. So we have the fruit. We're going to let them upload. Okay, let's see why they haven't uploaded. Okay, so we need to go ahead and jump into our script here, and we just need to go ahead and come up here. We need to go ahead and add our this is going to be our fruit button, so we'll just copy that into here. Equals item pages. Find first child. Of course, that's going to equal to go into our items pages here. I'm just going to go ahead and copy our feature page for now and work on that at a later date. Actually, no, we're going to be copying our Rubies page is what we're going to be doing, sorry. Copy our Rubies page. I'm going to rename that to, obviously we're going to be calling it Fruits page. So let's go ahead and do that. Name that Fruit page. And then we're also going to be looking inside of here. We're going to go ahead and type in fruits buttons. Okay. Okay, so that's gonna be that. So we're just gonna make sure that we got this set up correctly. So that should work fine. Yep. Yep. Okay. Okay, so the images here, we're just going to set the actual image to be the fruit that we just uploaded. There we go, and then we're just going to set the hover image to be the modified one. We're just going to move that down. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. We need to select the fruit button, bring this out. I'm just going to move this down. This is just going to go underneath the other items here. So it's going to go like here, I guess, would do fine. So then we can move that back into buttons, and that should do that. Okay, now we just need to obviously go ahead and put in here a UI constraint. UI size constraint. What this is going to do is it's going to allow us to set the size on all of our devices, regardless of what device the player is using. So go ahead and press save that now. I'm going to go ahead and press test play, and this should hopefully work. Let's go ahead and let it launch. Okay, so there's a shop here, which you press the shop button. I have our buttons, which look fancy. Okay, we don't have any function with the clicks, which we will be working on in a second, obviously, to get that fixed. There's no issue. It looks fine, looks okay. Let's go ahead and fix that issue now. Okay, so if so we're just gonna look into here and see what we got going on in here. Okay, that should be working fine. Let's just give it another go and hope that it works. Should be working fine now. Lost the functionality of clicking a button. That's interesting. Let's just go ahead and check. We see what we're going on here. We may have to redo this, which is completely fine. Okay. Let's just check we have got that set up properly. And let's check we've got everything set up the same. Just double checking we've got everything working out fine here. We may end up having to redo this. Which of course would be a pain, but if we don't know what's going on in the code, then this is why you should comment your code. Obviously I haven't done it, and of course now I see the issue of doing that, so it's fine. We'll have to redesign the structure of the code, which is completely fine. We can do that right now. So we're just gonna get rid of these, all these other functions here, which is completely fine. Just have to redo things, which is okay. Get rid of them for now. Because again, we don't know what's going on with our structure of our code, so we're just going to redo this and save the issues here. Okay. So, when they click the shop button, it goes into here. So check if shop state equals to false, then it's going to open the shop. Set it to false. Right, okay. Okay, it's fine. Right, that's fine. Okay. Okay, that's completely fine. What we need to do now is we just have a loop down here. We'll say so we're going to have come up here and we're going to say local function nav button clicked, and we'll have the name of button, okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come down here. I'm going to say we have it in the shop menu, so we're going to say for I, v in pairs, I'm going to say shop menu. Shop menu is obviously going to be main menu, so we can go ahead and say main menu. Get children. Okay, no. So we're saying main menu. Okay, we might actually have a nav bar. So we'll say get children. So navbar dot buttons get children. Get children. Do, and then we'll say b dot mouse button 1 click connect, and then we'll say function with an end, and then what we're going to do is we're going to pass the name, so we're going to say nav button clicked, and then we'll say b.name. So if a button is clicked, it's going to pass the name. So So we'll say print name of button. So let's go ahead and test this. We should get the name of the button that was pressed. Let's have a look. Freebies button. Fruit button. Yep, we get the name of the button that's pressed, which is good. Okay. So now what we're going to be doing is going to be just going into here. We're just going to say we're just going to be adding a fixing the size here because there's something wrong with the size here. So let's fix this now. There we go. So let's make sure that that looks nice in here. Okay, that looks fine now. There is an issue with the closing, so let's go ahead and fix that now as well. So if the state is equal to false, then set it to true. Yeah. Let's maybe add a wait in here for 0.5 seconds. So if there's any issues, it will just or wait for a little bit before it actually fires the actual code. So closing shop. So it doesn't actually close the shop. So let's work out why it's not actually closing the shop. Ah, because we're not closing it here. Okay, that's fine. We can work with this. We can work with this. So we can remove this wait now. I'm going to say I just copy this and put this above here so we know what exactly is going on, and then we do close shop. Okay, so this should work now. Let's get some better music on because this music is not the best at all. It's kind of lame actually. Let's get some proper music going. Let's get some actual nicer music going on. Bit better. Okay, so now it should close the shop. Yep. Okay, so we're a step closer. Okay, so let's go ahead and okay, so we click a button of the shop. We then want what we want to happen is we need it to loop through our pages here and see if the name is equal to the same there. Okay. So what we're going to say is we're going to say, bring this down here, let's say, we have another 4 I, V in pairs here. And inside of here, we're just going to simply say, page references, do. And we'll say if name of button is equal to page references, comma v, not comma, brackets v, then print page found. Simple. So what we should get is it should say page found. Interesting. Let's make sure we return after each one of these, because it might not be ending these functions, it might just be looping through those functions. So let's go ahead and check that now. Okay, so there must be something wrong with the code we're running through here, so let's go ahead and check our code. Okay, so if name of button, okay, so now we need to say is we need to say if b is equal to name of button, might have to put I there, then print page found. Try that again. Interesting. Let's try adding a return here. See if that helps things. Okay, there's definitely something to do with my code, so let's just keep looking, keep working through it. So let's just try I here, see if I works. Print page found. Okay, there we go. So now it says page found. So now if we say page found dot dot dot, and then we'll say I. Okay, page found, Ruby's button. Yep, that's working fine. Okay, yeah, that is working fine. No, we want v.name. v.name. Okay, now that should say the actual page that we want. So as you can see, press that, page found, Ruby's page, root page. Okay, so that's working correctly. So now we're going to be working on the open function, because we just want to make sure that there's no pages open and no featured pages open to start off with. So what we're going to say here is we're going to say for I, v in pairs, and we'll do page references. Do, and now we'll just say if I because we have upper side of here, we have a featured button. So if I is equal to featured button then, so if it's not equal to featured button, then we'll say v.visible equals false, else v.visible equals true. Okay, so that should be the simple simple mechanism for doing that. So let's go ahead and show that. So as you can see here, it should have a featured page here. So let's go have a look and see if that is the case. So let's go ahead and go into our starter GUI and have a look inside of navbar. Pardon me, sorry. And inside of the items page, we should see featured as visible. Okay, check the server side, not the client side. Featured page. Ah, did we do it in the wrong one? Yes, we did. Ah, right. We just want to copy this and we're just going to take it out here and just put it in the open page, not the closed page. Every time it opens, it shows the actual like default page. So now it should work properly. So now if we go into our UI here, it should show the page that is visible. Okay, check the server. Ah, okay. So if we go ahead and go back to our client side and let's have a look inside of our client UI. Okay. That should be visible. Yes, it is. Okay. Okay, and they still work fine. So that's great. Okay, so now we need to check to see if the folder has any buttons. So we're going to say so what we're going to do is we're going to say if I is equal to name of button. Yep. Yep, that's going to work fine. So then we're going to say v.visible equals true. We'll say else v.visible equals false. So that should theoretically hide everything else. Let's give that a go. And I'm actually not allowed to. Yes, I am. So let's go ahead and do that. So if we press this, it should show the Ruby's page. Yes. Okay. It worked, but then after it's worked, it doesn't seem to work afterwards. Okay. 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 Well, I think I'm gonna call it there. Thank you for watching. I know it's only been a short stream today, but quite tired. So thank you for watching. My name is Ryan, and I'll see you guys in hopefully the next stream. I'll see you later. Peace.